I've known Tiffany for a number of years. Tiffany has been in for at least like 20 years. She's been doing this, from massage therapy on out to every form of energetics. She works with Tony Robbins' group quite a bit. Matrix energetics, massage, oneness blessings. There's so much. Today she completed her book, which is, it's a really, really auspicious occasion for her to be here. And I know you've experienced Tiffany's work. And if you'll just talk a little bit.
I think Tiffany is very adept at profoundly connecting you to deep into your subconscious and healing yourself in ways that produces pretty exponential and magical and surreal transformation. And I have found working with her to be a pretty awe-inspiring experience. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
Awesome. And I've worked with, and it's on a subtle energy level that it shows up. The shifts and the changes show up very, very effectively on that subtle level, to where you're able to complete things that you weren't able to complete. Relationship patterns are very, very quick. And she works with patients with cancer, with...
I run the gamut, so I've worked with children, I work with couples, I work with individuals, really anyone that is seeking peace, transformation, and a guidance system, their own GPS, God-powered system within. So I'm making the link so that you know how to navigate your own GPS. And for me, that's that God-powered system that connects us to the oneness and the mastermind and the whole of divinity. And so my work is aimed toward helping you anchor in your body, like Master CEO's tools are to anchor you in the body. My work is similar in the same sense that I really love to help my clients enter into their body, into the depth of who they are, and to understand themselves at a deeply profound level, being able to understand the source of origin of where and why we have the patterns that we're having, why we're reacting the way we're reacting with every different individual and each individual relationship. So I love to take all the pieces of the puzzle and start helping you make your own beautiful interpretation of what that art looks like, and finding the pieces that maybe have been missing because you didn't know how to just step more deeply inside. So I really, my work is aimed to help you center yourself in self-love, and then by centering in self-love, you are able to contact the universal flow. And when you're in that flow, you have more energy to listen and take inspired actions. So that's my work. Well, I was observing this energy, and my initial intention was to teach everyone how to work with the third eye. Is everyone familiar with what the third eye is? Raise your hands if you all know what the third eye is. Pineal gland. Okay, yeah, the pineal gland. Raise your hands if you're not familiar with the third eye. Anyone? Okay, okay. Are all of you aware of what the auric field is? All of you? Anybody not aware of what the auric field is? Okay, okay. Sure. So I'm gonna move into my experience. The way that I teach, Sarah is, let's say, more scientific and textbook. Everything that I teach and share is experiential. So I've studied around the world. However, the barometer that I use is how I experience it in my body. I'm an empath and I'm an intuitive. So I see things and I feel things in my body. Lucky me. Everything. So if I stand with you long enough, I'll feel exactly what you're feeling. I'll feel your pains, your aches, your heartaches, your joys, your sorrows. I will literally become you. And the truth is that we are really each other. So where I begin, there is no beginning or end. We are just one continuum of a shared energy. The reason that, like Andrea said, that the transformation happens exponentially with me is because there is no me. I go into the person and I become them in order to experience what is for their highest best and how they can drop into the true self. Now, the third eye, from my understanding, and for me, it's the seat where it's the all-seeing eye. It's where I'm able to see and understand and move into my energy field and into my body in order to take inventory to see what's happening inside. How many of you feel light every day? How many of you experience heaviness? Often? Does anybody know how to clear their heaviness in 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes? Few minutes? Anybody want to share very quickly what they've learned about clearing their energy briefly? What do you do to drop in and clear your energy?
Think of like dolphins.
Okay.
The energy of dolphins usually helps.
Okay.
Or anything that makes me smile.
Okay.
And I have other specific things, but that's one of the ways. Dolphins, because that energy of dolphins, even just thinking about
It's
dolphins.
playful.
Yeah.
And play, and you know what, you brought up such a great point. The whole mechanism of this path is to learn to get back to that awe-ness, that childful awe-ness. Get in awe and be like the child, where we're free, we're fluid, we're flowing, where we can embody that masculine, feminine, where in the moments we need focus, we're focused. In the moments we need freedom and liberation, we're that, so that we can blend and melt into one another. So easily. Sharing that, I want to teach you all the quickest, literally system. We're gonna literally knock out going to the third eye, going to the heart, grounding down, and connecting to the auric field. Are you all ready for that? Okay, so really quick, the auric field is the energy that extends outside of our bodies, right? Ever been in a room where you feel other people's energies, or sit next to somebody, you're like, whoa. Yeah. Ever sit next to somebody, you're like, I can't get enough, and you want to call over them? Yes? Okay. So sometimes what's happening is, I'll say we're bleeding out on each other because we don't have a concept of what personal space is when we are in our emotions, and especially when we're not completely harnessed and anchored in our bodies, we will be floating a little bit, and in that flotation, we will be blending and pushing our energy fields into other people. Now, it's not intentional, but what I've found is the more I can center in myself, and I don't personally believe in protection, because protection implies fear. What I believe in is insulation, which means I'm harnessing and staying within my own energy so that I can feel myself, because when I'm in my body, I feel great. How many of you, when you're in your body doing something you love, you just feel like you could light up a Christmas tree with your finger, right? Okay, so for me, what I want to help you all understand today and just do for yourselves is how to ground your energy, pull your auric field in, and then I want to show you how to contact the source of origin of whatever is creating haziness, fuzziness, cloudiness. It's really going to center in your third eye and contact what's going on in your heart. There's a few ways to do that, okay? So first, can everybody put their feet on the ground? Now, here's the thing with energy work. There are no rules. You can do this standing, you can do this running, you can do this walking, you can do this making love, you can do this talking on the phone, because we are multitaskers, right? So I'm going to just give you a foundation, and the beauty is you make it up as you go. I'll just give you a very loose version. So I like to ground my energy. Do all of you know what grounding is? Okay, so what he was doing when we came in here, all of that energy is to ground us. It's bringing so much awareness into the body. But a really quick tool that I learned many, many years ago, and I'm sure this whole room knows it, and I just want to review it just so we can all drop in together, is grounding. So there's two ways. I like to imagine a golden column of light, and it's going through the circumference of my hips. So some people, when I learned grounding 15 plus years ago, they said, well, use this teeny tiny little cord out your sacrum. Well, a teeny tiny little cord, I can't do anything with that. That's not strong. I want to be solid in my ability to drop down and then move up and through. So I like to take a nice grand column of light that's the circumference of my hips, and I like to drop that column of light all the way into the molten lava, into the earth. So as I just would like you all to close your eyes and just imagine that column of light dropping into the earth. As you're imagining this golden column of light dropping into the earth, I also now want you to imagine, because they say Mother Earth can heal everything, I want you to drop roots. So you can be an oak tree, a willow, whatever tree you want to become, roots. Let roots grow down out through your feet into the earth. And just feel that connection as everything starts dropping down and you feel that we have this gravitational force. You drop down into your feet. You feel all four corners of your feet on each side of your foot. So 8 points dropping down through the circumference of your hips. Raise your hands when you start to really feel that you're in the seat of your pants. That you're dropping down. I'm going to help you all one by one. 1, 2, 3. Close your eyes and drop deeply down. And some of us are more visual than others, so this may take practice, but just so that you have an understanding, this is an exercise you can do daily. When you wake up, when you're driving, when you're feeling scattered, when you're feeling emotional, just take a moment to drop into your body. Okay, good. Now that you're there, I want you to place both hands on your heart, overlapping, right at the center. A lot of people are doing belly breathing. I like to teach heart breath because I think that the place that we need to enter into is into our heart. They say the longest journey you'll ever take is between your head and your heart, and I would like this to be the easiest journey that you will take, is that we can go straight there. So I want you all to take a deep breath in through your lungs, inhaling through your nose and exhaling with an open mouth. Exhale. So deep breath in through the nose. And exhaling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take an audible breath. So it's going to be in through the nose, and then we're going to audibly sigh out. Isn't it natural that we just say ah when we want relief? And just to give ourselves permission to just make some noise, so let's take a few more of those. How about 5? Deep breath in through the nose. Now I want you to notice, does it feel tight in your lungs, or you breath in? One more time. Let's try 2 more of those. That's going to help you also drop more deeply into your body. Exhaling out. Now this last one, I want you to open your jaw as wide as you can open it when you're making that sound. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Good. How does that feel? Let's try 1 more of those. As loud as you can be. Deep breath in. Now let's open the jaw even more. When you think you can't stretch any longer, stretch even further. Deep breath in. Good. How many of you feel more in your body right now? Anyone? Okay. Now, we're going to move straight to the third eye, okay? And then after the third eye, I'm going to show you what to do with your auric field. The third eye is the place where I found that it's where I can scan into my body. I can look and see what's happening. In my energetic field, you can all open your eyes. I can look and see what's happening in my energetic field out here, but I can also look internally. Now for me, in order to clear, I have to be real with what I'm feeling. There is no judgment and there is no monitoring. Hey, this is a feeling that I like. This is a feeling I don't like. All feelings count, and they're all valid, and they all need our love, attention, and consideration, right? If somebody called you on the phone, and it was your best friend, and they said, hey, I have a problem, and you'd say,
What is it? What's the problem? Cool.
well, what if you said, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you when you have problems. Don't call me. You wouldn't have any friends, would you? The thing is that's what we're doing with our energies and our emotions. We're getting input, right? Feedback from the universe. We feel anger, we feel upset, we feel annoyed, we feel guilted, we feel fear. And we go, oh, but I don't have time for that right now. So let me just compartmentalize it. And we start stashing it and storing it. I call it the process of where we're starting to stack, and then we start tracking these energies and emotions. And then ultimately what happens when we're in a relationship, a lover, a friend, a child, a friend, we stack, we track, and then we attack. Because we've stored all this stuff. So what we want to do is get really, really good at going inside, checking in, taking inventory, and flushing the system out like a kid, right? A kid gets angry, they have their experience, they're off to play 10, 15 minutes later once they're fully expressed. As adults, we just have collected things, so we get symptoms. And then the symptoms, we go, well, it's a physical thing, or it's this person's fault, or I had this happen. And the truth is, all you experience is yourself, so you want to know how to experience yourself. Okay, so working with the third eye, I like to gaze up. I learned this technique a long time ago. It's not about doing it right, it's just about taking the intention of looking in to see how does it feel. Does it feel light? Does it feel heavy? So I just want everyone to close their eyes, kind of gaze upward. It looks funny on me. My mom says I look possessed when I do it, which I do because one of my eyes roll back. But it's how I'm able to go into the field and see what's happening. Is it light? Is it bright? Do I have any barnacles? I call them attachments. Or people in my field that are sharing in my field that's making me feel tired. Sometimes if you want to get energy, if you tune in and you clear your energy, you won't feel tired anymore. The fatigue is because you've got an emotional energy that's weighing you down. Once you liberate yourself into awareness, then you can start to move forward more easily with more energy. So everybody just close your eyes, tune in, see, just all of what you can do is see what it feels like. Kind of scan into the body, look in, take inventory. Is it light? Is it heavy? Does it feel like clouds? Are there places that are light? Are there places that feel in balance? Are there places that feel out of balance? You're just going to scan and check in to see how you're feeling. As you gaze in, it's your way to gaze out and around through your auric field, through your energy field. It might extend out to your neighbor. Extend down through your feet. Okay. How many of you feel heavy? Raise your hands. How many of you feel light and heavy? Both, right? That's pretty common because most of the time we're as clear as we can be until we can go even deeper into the refinement of who we are. Okay, so now all you're going to do is ask yourself this. Those heavy energies that you're feeling are just emotions. If we can just define them as just emotions. We don't have to define them as entities or Klingons, because really all it is energy and motion. Energy and motion that wants our attention, right? So, if I'm the friend who calls you, and I say, hey, I've got a problem, and you tell me I can't listen, you're not going to have a friend. But if you say, hey, what's happening, and you start a dialogue with your friend, and you give them permission to express their story, express their emotion, by the time they're done, they're free, they're lighter, correct? Everyone agree? Okay. So it's the same thing that you self-apply. This dialogue has to go on with your internal voice. If you dialogue internally, the way out is the way in, you will start to feel lighter. Okay, so I want you all to contact, who here is completely clear besides Sarah? Anybody feel completely clear? Okay, so that means that we all have steps toward refining who we are. Now, this doesn't mean we're broken, this just means we have an opportunity to keep going inside and getting to know ourselves. How often do we spend time getting to know others, but do we spend time getting to know ourselves? We can sit in meditation and we can do yoga and we can do all these things, but just to sit quietly with yourself and explore what you're experiencing, explore what you're feeling. For me, it's a feeling process. So I want you to take one of those clouds or energies that you're experiencing, and I want you to ask yourself, what is it I'm not wanting to see, feel, hear, or say? I'm going to repeat it. What is it I'm not wanting to see, feel, hear, or say? You don't have to decide what the answer is. Just let it arise to the surface naturally. So let's just all breathe into that, taking breaths in your heart and just taking inventory and closing your eyes and checking in to see what's showing up. As you start to gain clarity, what you can do with this energy is most of the time, this energy just needs love. So the way that I found we take back our power, like Sarah said, we started at the heart, we bring everything back into the heart. So this energy, say it's fear, say it's uncertainty, say it's sadness because you're missing something, you're in lack, you're in a belief. You've created systems or definitions that have put limitations on your ability to love or to be loved. You've created stories. I want you to take whatever shows up right now, and I want you to imagine as if there was a waterfall or a washing machine in your heart. Now, we're not rejecting or getting rid of. We're going to cleanse the energy in order to purify it and give it a space or a voice. So all I want you to do is drop that energy into your heart and let the vibration of your heart start to cleanse and purify and work with. Now, if any of you find these energies unlovable, what you could also do, I like to turn the energy into a baby, because a baby I absolutely cannot throw to the side. But if I turn it into a baby and I set it in my heart, I have to pick it up, I have to hold it, I have to allow it to express its energy, its emotion, its raw feeling. And my only intention and focus is to love that energy and accept. I feel hurt, I feel estranged, I feel confused, I feel lacking. So there's two things we can do with this energy. Once we've nurtured and loved it, we can let it sit there and continue to expand out and just become one with ourselves. Or if you feel that once you've purified this energy, you'd like to drop it out of your field because it no longer feels resonant with you, that beautiful golden column of light that we started with, that was nice and wide, you can now start flushing it down like a plumber, right? Taking that water and letting it just dissolve and wash through the body out into the earth. If you love to go heavenward, you can take that energy and you can send it upward through that golden column of light into the heavens. You could work with the angels and you could ask them to help transform or transmute the energy.